What if a cat survived being hit by a car, buried alive, and clawed his way back to life? This isn't fiction. It's the jaw dropping true story of Bart, a small town feline from Tampa, Florida, whose survival will leave you stunned. It was a chilly January day in 2015 when Ellis Hudson, a warm hearted woman from a quiet suburb, waved goodbye to her beloved cat, Bart, as he trotted out for his usual neighborhood stroll. Bart was special. With sleek black and white fur and piercing green eyes, he had a knack for winning over everyone. Ellis's kids, who'd giggle as he chased their toys across the worn living room rug. The neighbors, who'd pet him on sight with warm smiles. Even the mailman, who'd sneak him bits of lunch from his sandwich with a conspiratorial wink. At just 18 months old, he was a whirlwind of energy, pouncing on butterflies in the overgrown yard, batting at rustling leaves in the breeze, and napping on the porch in golden sunlight that dappled through the trees. His soft purr was a constant comfort to Ellis, a soothing balm after long, tiring days at her job, a sound that made the house feel alive. But that day, everything changed. Hours ticked by and Bart didn't return. The sun sank low, shadows stretched across the dew-kissed lawn, and a knot of worry tightened in Ellis's chest. She stood at the door, calling his name into the cold dusk, her voice echoing faintly down the empty street, shaking his treat bag with growing desperation. Silence. By nightfall, her mind raced with dark fears. Had he wandered too far into the unfamiliar tangle of suburban streets? Been taken by a stranger with ill intent? Or worse, something unthinkable that made her stomach churn? The next morning, a neighbor knocked, his face pale as ash. "Ellis, I'm so sorry," he stammered, voice shaky with regret. "Bart was hit by a car." He handed her a stiff, lifeless body wrapped in a faded towel. Bart's bright eyes were shut, his fur matted with blood and road dust. Tears streamed down her face as she held him close, her heart shattering into jagged pieces. He was gone, her little companion, snatched away in a cruel, senseless instant. Unable to face burying him, Ellis asked her neighbor David to handle it. David, a kind man with a gentle soul and calloused hands, agreed without hesitation. He carried Bart to his backyard, dug a shallow grave under an oak tree where Bart once napped in the cool shade, and laid him in. "Rest in peace," he whispered, covering the hole with dirt, his hands heavy with sorrow as he patted it down, the wind rustling the leaves above. For 5 days, Ellis grieved. She left his food bowl untouched on the kitchen floor, a quiet tribute to her lost friend. Her kids asked where he'd gone, their small voices piercing her heart as she fumbled for gentle answers, her eyes red from sleepless nights. Then, on the 5th day, something unreal happened. David was on his porch, sipping coffee in the crisp morning air when he heard a faint, raspy meow that sent a chill down his spine. He froze, startled. There, staggering from behind a bush, was Bart, covered in dirt, one eye swollen shut, jaw hanging at an odd angle. He was alive. David nearly dropped his cup. "No way," he muttered, rushing to grab the battered cat. Bart was weak, dehydrated, and injured, but his chest rose with stubborn, ragged breaths. He'd clawed out of his grave. David banged on Ellis's door. "You won't believe this." She saw Bart and fell to her knees, sobbing. "How is this possible?" She hugged him, dirt smearing her shirt, feeling his faint purr against her trembling frame, a sound she'd mourned as lost forever. Ellis rushed him to the Tampa Bay Humane Society. Vets were floored. X-rays showed a broken jaw, a ruptured eye, and bruises from the crash. He'd been in a coma when buried, mistaken for dead, then woke underground and fought his way out with desperate paws. He's a fighter, the vet said, amazed. Surgery was his only hope. His eye removed, jaw wired shut. Word spread fast and Zombie Cat went viral. Donations flooded in from strangers across the country, moved by his grit. Weeks later, Bart came home, one-eyed, scarred, but alive. His lopsided grin gave him a pirate vibe. The kids made him a tiny felt eye patch. Neighbors brought treats, marveling at his return. How'd he survive 5 days? Experts guessed a low metabolic state preserved him, but his sheer will was undeniable. He proves animals are tougher than we think, one said. Today, Bart's a symbol of hope. Ellis tears up, stroking his fur as he naps by her side. He's my miracle, she says, voice thick with love. He's a lesson, too. Never underestimate a determined heart, even one with 4 paws. What do you think? Could you beat those odds? Share below and follow for more incredible animal tales.